Hi, my name is Mike Thomas, president of Kiwi Indian Motorcycle Company. I'm just putting this quickie little video together to show you how to change your oil in your Indian, whether it be a 3-speed or a 4-speed. So I'll go through some of the differences. Just keep in mind this is a quickie impromptu one I'm just throwing together to help you out. We'll do a more professional one down the road. This one here is a 3-speed. The way you tell a 3-speed is, if you look in here, it has transmission detent. And if you look at the corners here of the transmission tower, they're rather rounded. You need to check if your oil is separated, meaning that the ports from the primary to the transmission have been blocked. Over the years, some people have blocked them out. Tried to get the clutch to work better, tried to get the transmission to work better. But today we've got synthetic oils that take care of all that, so don't even bother about separating oils. But if your transmission has, you need to check to make sure that it has or has not been separated. So what will happen is, if you don't check, you may be filling up the primary here and thinking that it's bleeding across into the transmission, when in actual fact it's not. So when you drain the transmission oil, it's not filling it back up and you're going to have a dry transmission. So to check to see if you have a separated primary and transmission oils, we're going to go down underneath the transmission. Bear with me. And this is the drain plug. Undo that. Now, go around to the other side of the bike. Undo this plug. Pour oil inside this hole here and make sure it comes out there. So first off, drain the transmission oil so no more comes out. Come around here, put oil in here, and see if it piddles out underneath the transmission. That way you know that the oil is flowing from here through the ports over to the transmission. So let's continue draining all the oils. We've drained the transmission oil and we need to drain the primary oil. So down under here is a drain plug. A little hard to see on this one because I've got a siren on it, but there's a drain plug down here. This one here is the filler plug. Do not bother about that one at this point. So down underneath here, we're concerned about that one to drain all the oil. This primary shows the drain plug right here. This one here is the oil level plug, and this one here is the oil drain plug for the primary. Once the oil has been completely drained from the transmission and the primary, undo the oil level plug. This is it here. It's just under the clutch worm. Now fit the transmission drain plug and the primary drain plug, but use this product here on the threads of all plugs. This is Loctite 567. It's an awesome product. It's a pasty Teflon. It doesn't go rock hard, so don't worry about it. You can get it off easily later on. It does an awesome job of sealing. You don't even have to clean it doesn't have to be oil free. Just get most of the oil off, wipe it onto the plug and insert it, and away you go. So fill your oil up through this plug here. This actually drains into the primary, and there's 2 transfer ports down here in the transmission and primary to take it across to the transmission. But pour it in slowly here. Otherwise what will happen is it'll back up and then come out here, giving a false indication of being full. It's going to take around about 3/4 of a quart, but it's not something that you can measure out 3/4 of a quart and throw it in there and think it's going to be right. Some take a little bit more, some take a little bit less. So when you're up to the right level, it's going to come out the oil level plug right here. What I do is I lean the bike over to the right some, pour a little bit of more oil in there, wait about 30 seconds or so, stand the bike up vertical, and it'll find its own level. That way I know that I've got a bit more in rather than not enough. People have a lot of opinions on oils. We've had a lot of experience on Indians, trying different oils, seeing what works, what doesn't, and one of the conditions we're riding in are pretty extreme. We just did a trip to Copper Canyon, Mexico. It was 2,000 miles. It was just in the Sierra Madre Mountains and down into Copper Canyon. You know, we love that 2,000 miles was in second gear, first gear, grinding away. And prior to that, I mean, we've done a lot of experimenting, pulling transmissions apart, seeing what wears. And this is the best oil that we've found for Indian 3-speed transmissions. I'm not into salesmanship. I'm just into dealing with facts, and the facts certainly have more than pointed to this stuff here as the best, being superior by far. It's a Joe Gibbs Drivens. It's a HD 50 weight. It's a high zinc formulation. It's a synthetic oil, which is really good with our transmissions to give the gears the push they need, and in the primary as well, being nice and friendly with the clutch plate so we don't get drag. Now we will cover the 4-speed overdrive transmission oil change. So you drain it the same way. The 4-speed, you can tell, has sharper edges here, and the lid, let's take a look around the lid. The lid is about 3/4 of an inch thick, where the original is about 1/4 inch thick all through here. But distinguishing easy fixture is the lid and the very sharp pronounced corners here, where the original one is more rounded around here. You'll undo the breather, and you will apply, well, you'll fill the transmission with 10 to 12 fluid ounces, which is 300 to 350 milliliter of 85 to 90 synthetic gear oil. So you'll undo this and get a funnel or a hose and put it in, but you're going to have to do it very, very slowly. I would have a rag handy. It doesn't take much to get an air bubble or back up, and you'll have a mess everywhere. So just take your time. It does take patience. So this transmission is separate from the primary. So you put 10 to 12 fluid ounces in through here, which is 300 to 350 milliliters. The primary is now going to take a lot less. Once again, you'll fill it up through here, and this is, you're still going to use the level plug. That's going to remain the same as the 3-speed. And here you can run the same Joe Gibbs 50 weight oil. In here it's the synthetic that we use in the transmission and primary and the 3-speed. Naturally the primary is actually going to take a lot less, but just take your time filling it up. It's not going to back up here. It's just going to work its way from down here and just gradually work its way up. There's no air bubbles that's going to get in here.